This is 522. This is one of the ways I go over to Paw Paw. Paw Paw, West Virginia, just across the river, as you can see here in the map. And we're just right across the river on the Maryland side. Another mile will be at Purslane Run, and then we'll keep on going. But this shows you the map of the towpath, how it follows the river pretty much, except for the tunnel. Paw Paw Tunnel is right there. We'll zip down here and take a look at it. I'm going the other way, west. I went east last time, but this time I'm going to go west, camp, and then hit Cumberland, maybe go up on the gap some. And so anyways, let's get rolling. We'll go up this way. There's Lock 67. Town Creek Aqueduct, there's a campsite. That's just a little ways away. Potomac Forks, that's a nice campsite. That's where the south branch of the river meets up with the main Potomac River. But there is no or very little cell service there at Potomac Forks campsite. But it's a nice one. There is a lock house there with a porch, covered roof, in case it would happen to rain. But rain's not coming in until about Friday, a little bit, and Saturday a little bit more. So we'll see how far I go or how long I go. But going from Potomac Forks, follow the river and the towpath, you have Spring Gap right there. That's like milepost 173 area, Spring Gap. And then on into Evetts Creek over here. That's about 4 or 5 miles outside of Cumberland. And then you have Cumberland itself. And then from Cumberland, you ride down through the main part there where the gap and the towpath meet, and you can keep on going on the gap. Alright, so anyways, I'm at milepost 156.2. Maybe show 156.1 on the map too. Paw Paw Tunnel is just about not quite a quarter mile from here. So let's take a look. So this is the parking lot. And that's the way to the towpath right up here. If you happen to be camping, there's a wide open area here for campsites. They're supposed to be paid campsites. Right now I think it's 50% off, so like 10 bucks. 20 bucks normal season. And if you've got a special card pass, it's even 50% off of that price. Alright, so let's get rolling. Here we go. That's what I'm set up for today. It's a heavy load. I still got to work out what I'm going to keep out of the packs. As much as I've done this, I keep on putting more and they're the same stuff in, but it's a little bit different because I've changed things over a little bit. But basically the same setup. This one is the Priority 680X. No battery. It's all pedal, no motor, just me. So I go about half as slow and about half as far on this bike. But it is the gearbox bike and belt drive. Here's the parking lot, campsite. That's the other end of the campsite. could walk up here, the path up to the towpath behind me. The tunnel's right ahead. I'm not going to take the tunnel today because I'm going to go the other way. But about 2/10 of a mile, it's up here. There's a hiking trail up above the tunnel portal, which also there's a hiking trail to the left up here with a little wooden bridge. It meets up at the same point up above the tunnel. It's about 1.5 miles if you do the hiking path, Tunnel Hill Trail, or about 6/10 of a mile from the end to end in the tunnel. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. I just got here, and this is 156 marker, and that wooden bridge crossing is right here. That meets up with the Tunnel Hill Trail about 1/4 mile up. It follows the edge of the ridge there up. Right. So if you follow up the ridge a little bit there, it'll go up and meet above the tunnel where the main hiking trail for the Tunnel Hill Trail joins up. Above the tunnel, that part of the trail is really steep. It's about 13% incline, and the other one's pretty gradual, maybe about 6 or 8%. A couple places. River's down there, Potomac River. All the pumps, the handles are off. I guess they protect it, or they think it protects from freezing, even though the water goes back down out of the pump. I guess there's residual that could damage the pump. But they have the winter cover on the tunnel. They'll take that off about April or May. Just on this one end though. Like I say, I'm not actually going into the tunnel. I've shown that before. I've been there several times. So I'm just gonna take this short video clip and I'll add it to the video I make. But that's the Tunnel Hill Trail right there, but it gets pretty steep. It goes up above there. That's the Tunnel Hill Trail there on the right. It goes up in switchbacks above the tunnel. It's still steep though. So if you take a bike, go back and do the crossing. I mean, the tunnel's fully open. There's no need to actually do the trail unless you want to. But if you do take your bike up and around just for the adventure of it, go ahead and go back here and cross that wooden bridge and then follow the trail. Still gets pretty steep. So anyways, let's get a move on. Go down here to a campsite. So I'm just heading back from the tunnel. And the parking lot's about 1/10 of a mile up here on the left. Maryland Route 51 crosses over top of the towpath up here, you'll see. And beyond that, it's about 27 miles to Cumberland. And there's a campsite about every 5 to 8 miles. Some of them only 3 miles apart. But there's no water on the pumps. The pump handles are off. So have your own water unless you're going to filter the stream or the river. You remember that trail? That's that bypass trail up to the Tunnel Hill Trail above the tunnel. That was mainly used when the tunnel was being worked on, when it was blocked off. But the tunnel is fully open, so no need to take that unless you want to. 156. I'm on the Priority 680X. It's a fully pedal bike, no motor, no battery. So it's all me. So I go about half as slow and about half as far so far. I don't get out here often enough to keep my stamina built up. So I'm just out here for anywhere from an overnighter to I don't know how long. Rain's coming in Friday and Saturday, so we'll see. And there's the Paw Paw campsite. They call it Paw Paw, although it's right across the river. It's on the Maryland side here. But if you go into Paw Paw right after this underpass up here, right there, there's a bike trail that'll take you down pretty close to the Paw Paw town, across the river, and then there's a Dollar General, a Liberty gas station with a grill, and a couple other things in town. Alright, so I'm going to stop talking, and from here on out you'll just see the towpath. That is the parking lot down there. This is where you would walk back down or ride back down to the parking lot if you're just here for a short day trip. Check out the tunnel. So continuing west, and that is the access to the bike trail. Just stay on the right, and the bike trail separates from the road. So here is the towpath. It's resurfaced all the way to Cumberland. 27 miles. So I got a really late start today, so I'm not going to get much riding in unless I wanted to ride overnight with my lights, which I have done before, all the way to Cumberland. But it's going to dip down to freezing tonight, a little bit below. So I'm going to stop up here shortly and set up my tent and relax. My daily activities, I don't get too much exercise in, so this is the most exercise I've had for a while. The bike handles the loads well, it pedals good, and it has all the gearing I need or want. First Lane Run campsite's just up here. That's like 156.9, so not quite a mile from the parking lot. That would be a good place to stop, but I think I'm going to go to Town Hill a little further up here. I've haven't camped at Town Hill before. And plus there's a couple people there, although it's plenty big enough. So about 5 miles up here is Town Hill. There's excellent internet service there, so I'm not sure what it is down at Town Hill. I'll find out. I just know that 165, there's not very good reception service. So estimated about 157.2 or 4. There's this little path there. That'll go out to Maryland 151. No need to take it, but if someone needed to pick you up and you didn't want to go to the parking lot, they could get you back to that point and pick you up or drop you off. This is the actual Purslane Run. A little tiny creek there. A lot of times it's dry, but there's some water in it now. Every time I get on the 680X, it's always trying to get used to it again. I always feel like I'm sitting too far forward. My reach is good, but just the way the seat post is, in conjunction with where my feet hit the pedals, I feel like I'm about an inch still too far forward, even though I've put a setback on it by 20 millimeters. So, not complaining, I'm just saying it takes me a little time to get reused to it. I need to ride on my Surly Disc Trucker again and see how it compares. And once you get on the e-bike and then get off, that's tough too. So anyways, enough about the bikes. Let's get back to the ride. Well, some days my heart's just not into this. Tonight, the bike's not pedaling right. So, I'm going to call it quits for today. Go back to the truck. Nothing telling me I have to do this. I can't see myself pedaling this thing all the way to Cumberland and then back. It's just pedaling too hard. It's just sitting too far forward. 159. I just raised the saddle some. It's just, I don't know. Just not too far forward. So I raised the saddle another half an inch. I mean, it shouldn't have been that far out since my last ride. It does feel a little better. My legs are just about fully extended though. So, but it pedals a little bit better. I don't know, the things you got to go through, I guess, to get your stuff dialed in. But look at that view. Holy cow. That's why I'm out here, to see this view. So, very nice. Alright, so continuing west, campsite's about 3 miles up here. So the wind has died down. It was 16 to 30 miles an hour back home, and that was about 15 miles south of the Towpath, but it's died down for now. So I think hopefully the last front has moved through, but I think there's more moving through tomorrow. Just have to see. But right now it's about perfect weather. Temperature's getting cold, probably 50 degrees now, and it's dropping. It's going to drop to about freezing tonight. So that'd be another good test. I mean, I've slept in good weather, well, freezing weather before, but I haven't done it for a while. So here I am on the Towpath, heading west from the Paw Paw area. Coming up here soon to the Town Hill campsite. Over here on the right, I've been seeing the remnants of Western Maryland Railroad. not trail. You can see up there where it's flattened off. Of course, the towpath here resurfaced a couple years ago, and most recently about a year ago, the rest of the way past 173. So I have to remind myself, if the saddle gets too low, then the pedaling gets harder. It does seem to be better since I've raised it up more, but I'm almost to a full extension on my legs, but it had to definitely come up. So once I stop for the night up here at the campsite, I'll double check, make sure that the clamp is tight enough. Maybe the saddle post is slipping ever so slightly over time. Don't let anybody kid you. It's fun. It's work. It's not an easy fun. Not quite type 2. But you got to pedal to get there. That's a bike for you. You got to pedal. Okay, so along the towpath, you're going to see these kinds of crossings, and you have to be careful. If you're new to this, don't run off the side. I think you see it better over here now, the way where the Western Maryland Railroad was. You see where the railroad base was reinforced over time. I always see this, so unusual. I don't know whether the bank pushed away, the wind blew them over, or what, but they're all leaning in this section. 161. About 161 and a half area. It widens out like this. That leads back to about a quarter-mile path back there. Connects up to the Towpath. Maryland 51 is just up there, a little higher. You don't want to be riding a bike on that. (162), and by the looks of it, the hiker-biker campsite's just up here. So that's Town Hill. There's a somewhat level path back there right before the campsite. Oh, Town Creek. I kept calling it Town Hill. Town Creek. And this is where I'll stop for the night. Let's start back around here. Kind of steep if you enter from the towpath right here. So I've not camped down here before, but I will tonight. Probably. Sunset here's not too far away. Got a late start. So I didn't get as many miles in as I would have liked to. So that's always the question. You want to keep going? You want to set up in the dark? Or just what? Well, we know Potomac Forks is about 3 miles ahead, but there's no service there. Internet service. I'd like to get further though. We'll see. Okay. Still got some light left, and I got lights, so I'm going to keep on pedaling. So that means I'll be setting up in the dark, which I've done before. So, Town Hill. Not very good service here. You get phone, but not very good internet. Not what I have, US Cellular. T-Mobile, I guess now. Okay. Keep on moving. Here's the Town Creek Aqueduct. (163). This is Potomac Forks, about 164.8. Across there, and there's the block house with a roof over it, porch. This is a campsite. So you'd cross those two bridges, and then the picnic table's over there, and a little flat spot. Water pump, there's no handle. But you also have the lock house, and there is a porch. But there is no internet reception here. Alright, so Pigman's Ferry is another 4 miles. And I've not stayed there either. I have stayed here overnight. Like I say, there's no internet service. I'm not sure about any further down. Town Creek, there was no service either. So, I got plenty of lights, so I'll just keep on moving. Potomac Forks, here. Coming up to about milepost 167 in a little bit. Okay, so I stopped for a break. Had to make sure I had my other lights, and I do. Remember, I put them in my handlebar bag. They're inside there. So that's one, and 2 others. Grab some food in here. Grab the bagel. Somewhere I put my candy bars. I cannot find them. Must be one of the other panniers. So I reworked all my panniers and I'm all messed up. I don't remember where anything's at. So I'm at Lockhouse 70 underneath the porch. Got a chair. I could set it up. I may do that for a few minutes. But alright, so let me eat this and then get back on the towpath. Can't see anything. It's dark over there. I'm about 15 miles or so from Cumberland. All right. Okay, moving on again. It's about 6:15 p.m. It'd be kind of strange here in a couple months. It'd be daylight at this time. Pigman's Ferry hiker-biker campsite. Next one is Irons Mountain, and that's about 6 miles further. Almost 7 miles. But if you're looking for internet service at any of these campsites, so far I haven't hit any that have any internet service. I was able to call out from a couple just to test it. But right at 167 at Lockhouse 70, it's not a campsite, but I had good internet service right there. But here going towards Cumberland, well, right here at Pigman's Ferry, I'm guessing this is about milepost 170 area. Very, very limited, if not any, no internet service. I tried to bring up one site and it took forever and still didn't come up. So just testing it. Sometimes I like to just lay in the tent and surf or watch movies or whatever. So it's good to have internet service for me. So I'm going to keep going. Now the next one, it says Irons Mountain, but I think that's getting close to the sewer plant. So I definitely wouldn't do that. And I'll check 180, but there you're going to have noise if you stay there because of the train yard. And then of course that 180 would be the last hiker-biker campsite. So there's showing, I think, only 2 more. And then into Cumberland. Now, most likely what I'll do, I could stay at a hotel, motel. I doubt it, but I may just slip over to Kelly Boulevard and sleep underneath over there by the pavilion at the YMCA, being a lifetime member. So, all right, keep going. Got plenty of lights. I'm still on the 1 light, and I've got 2 more, and I've got a battery and a half of charge still on the power banks. So I'm not concerned about anything about power for lights. Okay. But Pigman's Ferry, if you're to stay here, I know it's hard to see, but it's down a little bit. It's not too bad of a incline to get down or up. It's sort of an open field. There's some trees if you need trees, but it's pretty much open. So it's not a bad site, but just no internet service here. I don't know what the temperature is right now. It's probably in the mid 40s. It'll drop down the low 40s, upper 30s tonight. And then as the week goes on, it'll get back down into the low 30s, if not the upper 20s. Now it's going to rain Friday, some, and Saturday, more rain. So I'll decide what I'm going to do tomorrow. What I want to do is climb the gap up to Big Savage. I know the tunnel's doors are shut. I could get across, but I will turn around there and just coast back down to Cumberland. And I could stay in Cumberland tomorrow also, and then ride on Friday back to Paw Paw to the truck. And that'll be the end of my trip for this one. But I'll have to see how much it's going to rain. I have my rain gear, and I really should try it out because I haven't really tried the rain gear out that I have. And I'm sure it'll work fine. We'll see. But it's an easy pedal pretty much. Yeah, it took me a while to get back into this 680X again, but raising the seat did help. So if you're frustrated with your bike, with your ride, your adjustments, keep at it, because I was ready to turn around and try another day. But I kept going. Glad I did. But it's an easy ride from here to Cumberland. It's all resurfaced. There are sticks on the surface. You just have to avoid them. But I have plenty of lights, and that's my key thing why I kept going. The surface was good, the bike was in good condition, so I knew it was not going to break down. But primarily, I know I had lights, and I could pretty much camp at any of the camps. Well, I could camp at any of the campsites. But right now my goal is to get to Cumberland and either stay at the YMCA in my tent or check Fairfield or the other one that I usually stay at. Okay, that's it for now. I think I just passed 173. This is Maryland 51 up here. So about 11 miles left to get to Cumberland. On the 680X, it's a slow peddler, but it's moving. I'm not really tired, but it's slightly uphill all the way, just a slight incline. So I guess I am a bit tired, because I'm noticing that. Okay, get back on the bike, pedal some more. Okay, you can't see it, but the campsite is over there. 173. That's the drive-in campsite. This is Spring Gap. I think Spring Gap. 173 mile marker. Pit toilet there you can't see too well. But the access is over here. Back there on the left. Can't talk. It's cold out here. Okay. So about 11 miles left to go to Cumberland. Then I'll figure out what I want to do. Not quite to 174 yet. Should be up here somewhere. 184.5 is my goal, but that's Cumberland. Okay, another lock house. Is this the final one, or is there one more? That's the question. It's about 174 in a little bit. So about 10 miles left to go. Keep on pushing. So if you had to, there is cover from the rain right there. A little past 174, going west. And my battery light is about done on this one, so I'll swap it over. I think I've got about 2 hours out of that one on the lowest setting. Swap the light over, and I'm ready to go. Keep pedaling. I'm only moving probably 6 miles an hour. Slow. It's 175 something, and this is another hiker-biker site. It's a nice one as far as it's easy access. The grade is off the towpath is gentle. And it's not loud around here. You got Maryland 51 up here, you can't see it. But you hear traffic a little bit. There's a lock over here. Right there. But I'm keeping going. I'm just showing you what it is. I could stop here. Got plenty of light to set up a tent. It's not so cold that everything's good there. I'm good down to about 0 degrees. Obviously it's not getting anywhere near there. It might get about upper 30s tonight. So keep going. As far as internet, it's pretty good speed here. I did a couple searches on the internet and it came back pretty quickly. So 175 something if you really need to stop before Cumberland. I would say it's a good site. The next hiker-biker site going east that you're going to have internet service, an actual campsite, is going to be Purse Lane Run, about 156.9. So that's about 20 miles. And it's about not quite 10 miles from Cumberland here. You want your low gears to climb those lock inclines. They don't look steep. I was probably down around 17 gear inches, 16, 17 gear inches there. Okay, so that's right after that lock back there, right after that campsite. Coming up to a road crossing. So come up to 176 a little bit. Okay, those locking inclines take my breath away. Like I say, good thing for low gears. All right, keep going. Road crossing here. Road guards out. Okay. Oh, one more lock house up there. See it? Keep moving. Alright, put the phone back away. Yeah, this bike is definitely geared for good climbing. It just takes my breath away. It's probably about 16 gear inches going up the inclines from all the way down. I needed all of it too. I'm not sure what that is over there. There was the U.S. flag, state flag, and something else. Probably missing an action flag. Probably federal state. Maybe that's a prison over there. I'm not sure. Let's check the map. Okay. Keep moving. Less than a mile from that campsite, about 176, you have sewer treatment plants, fields. So if the wind is wrong, and if you're camping there, you're going to smell it. This is about 178 something, almost 179. Okay, about 180 almost. Actually, right up there. This is 180. Evetts Creek Hiker Biker Campsite. So, it's about 4.5 miles to Cumberland yet. And that's what it looks like. Sets it down a little bit. There's a table, fire ring, and so forth. All right, I'm going to stop for a few minutes and rest. I tell you, this end of the towpath needs some benches. Haven't seen hardly anything. Milepost 180, and it does have good internet service, but it can have loud train noises with the train yard. I don't hear it yet, but it could be. About 4 miles left. My legs are feeling it. About 181.5. You got that sewer smell again. Not as bad as 176 area, but it's a little bit here. Okay, just past that sewer plant area, and this was a good spot if you have an emergency. You got some lights right there. This is 25 miles from Paw Paw tunnel area. So 2 more miles to Gap Zero. right there past Krabby Pig. Getting closer. Okay, starting to make the turn. Got a mile and a half left. This surface has been really good. Of course, the past couple hours there's been frost on the grass on the sides, so the air temperature must be pretty close to freezing. So about a mile and a half left. Okay, the final turn. About a half mile or so, 3/4 of a mile. You can see it up there. That's Cumberland. Can't see it, but the road's up there. Oh, I keep going. The surface is good, but it's a little soft, so it kind of slows me down. Losing some, can't talk. 184, half mile for the official towpath. Oh, can't keep straight. My tires are Marathon Plus, pretty smooth tread. Well, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like it would have knobby tires on here. But this surface is really good. It's smooth. It's not all tore up. I couldn't imagine anybody having to pedal through the other towpath surface when it was all dug up and rutted and muddy, or anybody who's on a sandy track. That'd be really tough. But no, this is good. Yeah, I've complained a little bit just because my bike is too heavy with me on it and some of my gear. I'm carrying extra water because the pumps were off, but all in all it's good. But as soon as I pedal, I pretty much lose my momentum. It slows down. But that's bike touring when you've got a heavy load. It goes all together. Here it is, the final little bit here. Cumberland. Okay, made it again. Cumberland, 184.5. Probably hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to see. Started at Paw Paw area, near the Paw Paw tunnel, right there, and made my way up, over, from about 156 all the way up here, and you are here. And that is Cumberland 184.5. So the weather app says it's about 43 degrees, but the ground surface is colder because there's frost on the grass. Okay, well, we've got to be careful on the surface because it could freeze, could be frozen. Looks like it's slick, so I'll be careful. Definitely shiny down there. Hard to stay straight. Fairfield is there in the end. The YMCA is about 1.5 miles away. Wheels Up Bike Shop. Krabby Pig. It's late, so everything's shut down. That's the Gap Zero.